Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel, and this is obviously a Chelsea news daily video. And obviously today, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, this is pretty much going to be mainly the striker talk. I'm going to be talking about Lukaku and Haaland mainly. I might briefly talk about Kane as well, obviously, and other bits and pieces and other solutions as to what we're going to do about this situation, because obviously developments have come out about these stories. So we're going to get into it straight away, and obviously we're going to talk about one other little bit of piece that I want to talk about, because it's obviously come out recently, that Adama Traore. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on for all my social media. Link is in the description. And yeah, let's get this cracking, people. So first of all, Adama Traore, I'm going to quickly talk about this. Obviously Matt Law reported a couple of days ago that Thomas Tuchel is interested in Adama Traore, and obviously Fabrizio Romano confirmed it as well a couple of days later as well. So, in my opinion, from what I've seen of the report, it looks like Tuchel's a fan of him playing at right wing back. Now, I've seen many people say yes to this, and I've seen many people say no to this. Me, in my opinion, I think this would be a masterstroke of a deal. Now, I understand technically he's rubbish. I can't lie. Let me not lie to myself. He's rubbish technically in terms of, let's say, his end product, for example. His end product ain't good enough at all. It's worse than our current attackers. It's actually so bad. It's worse than our current attackers. But this is how I see it. When we want to play against low blocks, for example, yeah, and we're going to play a three at the back, yeah, because I don't want to see someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi play at right wing back consistently for the next season. I don't want to see that. I want to see him playing in his best position. Adama Traore, he's got two good things about him: his pace and his crossing. Those for me are his two best attributes, yeah? And his dribbling is actually quite decent. So what we can do is, against low blocks, put him at right wing back. You know, get him running at defenders, outpacing them. He can be a player off the bench that you can bring on for counter-attacking reasons when we're winning the game. You know, him and, you know how we bring on Pulisic for the counter-attack and his ability to dribble and that. We've got Traore's ability to be very quick on the counter-attack and get past players very, very quickly. You know? So I feel like this would be a masterstroke deal. As long as he's not starting at the forward positions of the right wing and left wing, then fine. But if he brings him, you play him at right wing back against the low blocks, against the weaker teams. You can have Reece James play at right centre back when Azpilicueta needs a rest. That right hand side would be so dangerous. Reece James and Adama Traore, you're not getting past that. You're actually not getting past that. And then on top of that, Hudson-Odoi can go play in his normal position of left wing. So for me, I'm all for this deal. If you do think Adama Traore is a masterstroke deal, Tuchel is a fan of him, although we're linked to Hakimi and that. For me, I'm not paying 80 million euros for Hakimi. I'm sorry. And considering I do want to play 4 at the back a lot more next season as well, don't get twisted, I still want to stick with the back 3, but I want to back 4 next season a lot more for the low blocks and them people there. So yeah, tell me what you think of the Adama Traore story. If you want him, you know, say why. If you don't, tell me your reasons why. I could understand both sides of it, to be fair, but I'm leaning towards of if it's at right wing back, I'm saying yes 100%. And he can be a bench player that comes off the bench to impact games, then yes, I'm taking it all day. Anyway, let's move on to the big stories. Now, obviously, Romelu Lukaku last night came out and said he's pretty much going to stay at Inter. He's not going anywhere. He's had a conversation with the manager, Inzaghi, and Inzaghi's basically told him pretty much he's going to be important in his system. And apparently they're planning on using Lukaku as a striker up top on his own, by himself. And look, of course, for PR reasons, I'd understand why Lukaku has said that. You know, I wouldn't say there's a big rumour of him to Chelsea. There's a couple rumours here and there from reliable sources, but he's just confirmed that he wants to stay. And for me, I've also heard other reports that Chelsea are not willing to break the bank for him. Like, for example, not willing to pay 100 million euros for Lukaku. Like, we'd be willing to pay 80 million euros, but 100 million euros is like too much. So if we want Lukaku, we're going to have to really go in for him. Like, we're going to have to show Lukaku that we really want him. And if we really want him, then he might come. But if he sees us and he sees that we're not serious, then he'll just stay at Inter for the season. I don't think the way Inzaghi's going to use him is correct. I think him using Lukaku as a one-man striker isn't the way you get the best out of him. I see him having somebody alongside him who can play off him. So at Inter, obviously, it's always been Lautaro Martinez when Conte was there. And then, yeah, I feel like that's always worked out. At Belgium, when he plays in the 3-4-3, he's got Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne and Mertens around him as well to link up. So I feel like Lukaku's game is sort of not limited in a way, but I feel like maybe some of his biggest qualities that he's improved on are gone down. So I don't know, if Lukaku wants to really fill up his full potential like he is now, then I feel like coming to Chelsea is the right move for him. But are we serious about him? Who knows? And then obviously after Lukaku came out and said that, obviously it has been reported that actually Erling Haaland is still their main target for the club. Obviously we know Kane is very unrealistic. If he leaves, it's probably going to be Manchester City. Let's be serious. With Erling Haaland, it's just a case of like, yeah, so the club still want him. He's still their number one target. He's still their main target. And this is how I see it, people. You see Dortmund. Dortmund, you know what it is with Dortmund? They're weird. And I'll tell you why. So, their release clause for next season, in terms of Erling Haaland, is 70 million euros. I think it's 75 million euros for Erling Haaland. You know how many clubs are going to trigger that. Barcelona will trigger that. Real Madrid will trigger that. Will trigger that. Flipping Bayern Munich will trigger that. Juventus will probably trigger that. Manchester United, Manchester City. So many clubs, at least 7 clubs will trigger that clause. And then it'll be down to Haaland. But I just see it as this. Why can't they take 100 million instead? Or 110 million instead for Erling Haaland? Why do they want the big 150 million euros? I don't think that's clever enough. No. Take the 100 to 110 million. Take it round there. And just go with it. Instead, you'd rather lose about 40 million. When we can just pay you over 100 million now. It doesn't make sense. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano has come out before and said it's either 150 million euros or he's not going nowhere. I just think that logic is ridiculous. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think I'm not gonna rule it off. I did before because I'm thinking if Dortmund genuinely want 150 million, I'm ruling the deal out because I just don't see how we pay that money. On top of that, you got the contract. It's going to be 5 years. He's going to be one of the highest paid players at the club. You're going to want to pay his agent something as well because it's Mino Raiola. And then apparently his dad wants part of the money as well. So it's like, it's ridiculous. And then there's going to be all these clauses that if he reaches this many goals, if he wins this many trophies, like the guy, I'm telling you, he's going to cost us like 250 million realistically per season or something like that. It's going to be something absolutely out of this world. Like Kai Havertz is costing us so much money, like per year, because of the clause in his contract, the money we paid for him, the contract, the wages, and the clauses of winning the Champions League or maybe the Premier League or stuff like what is it? How many goals or assists he gets? Do you know what I mean? So or certain awards he gets. I don't know, but there's so many clauses that go into these that it's going to cost too much money. And this is what my thinking is. Should we just give Tammy Abraham a chance? Should we give Kai Havertz a full season up front to see what he's about? Because for me, I've seen Kai Havertz this season and I think the number 9 position is his best position. From what I've seen, the best performances I've seen Kai put in is when he's the number 9. And his link up with Timo Werner as well. For me, that's when I've seen Kai Havertz absolutely at his full brilliant best. And the number 10, look, it's the case of he can do it, but it comes with a lot as well. Like in terms of like the physicality side of it, the defensive side of it. And I don't think his awareness in terms of like getting the ball and moving it quickly sometimes, especially at the beginning, wasn't the best in my opinion. But it doesn't mean I don't think he can still do it. Look, he's good at the number 10. We all thought that was his position. But we really bought him because of his back end of the Bundesliga season. And Roman Abramovich obviously said, you know what, star boy, I love this kid, get him now. He wasn't even a Lampard signing anyway. So for me, use him at the 9. Thomas Tuchel, I think, knows is his best position. Kai Havertz has come out and said that's his best position as well. So for me, if we can't get Kane, Haaland or Lukaku, I don't want to go a tier below. I don't want to go for the Dominic Calvert-Lewins or the Andre Silvas or, you know, them man there. No way. I want world-class strikers at this football club. And that is point blank, period. Now, obviously, this is why I said Tammy Abraham. Should Tammy Abraham get a chance? Now, I know he's been frozen out of the team in recent months. So, yeah, since February, he's been frozen out of the team. I understand that completely. But if we can't get a striker, why should Tammy leave? Considering the fact that probably Giroud is probably going to go to AC Milan. Apparently, that's getting close. You've then got, that's only, Werner, in certain games for tactical reasons, can play up front. But realistically, you only got Tammy and Kai as your strikers. And Kai won't even probably play striker consistently anyway. So Tammy is probably your only real striker at the club. Because Timo can't play the 9 in certain games, like when you're playing against low blocks. But in high lines, like when you play Man City at Liverpool, maybe you can play him there. So I'm just thinking to myself, give Tammy a chance next season. You know, pre-season, give him a chance. If he's good enough, you give him a chance. Play him consistently. If he's not good enough, then, bin him off then. Respectfully, bin him off then. I don't think he's been given many chances. Maybe Tuchel doesn't rate him. I ain't got a clue. But we'll see the developments on that. Don't give up on Erling Haaland. And in my personal opinion, guys, I can't lie. If we can't get a striker, for me, we give Tammy and Kai a chance next season. And we bring Jadon Sancho in. I said it. Bring in Jadon Sancho. For me, it will make sense to bring Jadon Sancho in, especially if we want to go to like a 4-3-3. You need at least 4 wingers as well. And then obviously in the 10s, you'll have 5 options there as well, with your striker options of Werner, Kai and Tammy. For me, it makes sense for the balance of the team. He's creative, he scores goals and gets assists as well. So you tell me what you think of that. Because in my opinion, I don't think we're gonna get a striker. I don't know. Dortmund are so ruthless. They literally ask for a price and they're so ruthless with it. Like the Jadon Sancho deal, they won 120 million or nothing, and they were serious about that. Man United tried lowering the price, it didn't happen. So at the end of the day, Dortmund are ruthless. They want 150 million, or you're not getting Haaland. To me, it doesn't make sense because you could literally just take 100 to 120 million instead of taking 70 next season. It doesn't make any sense, but that's their opinion. Tell me what you think, guys, below. Do you think Erling Haaland will come to Chelsea? Do you think Lukaku is maybe talking like BS in terms of like for PR reasons? He's saying he's going to stay at Inter and he might change his mind if Chelsea are serious about him. Obviously, Kane's not realistic, but if you think we can get Kane and bid 130, 40 million for him, then hey, tell me what you think of that. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below like I said before. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting next couple days, and the Euros is going to start soon, so I'm very, very excited for that. Yeah, we're going to be watching England, who were terrible last night, but it is what it is. I will see you lot in my next video. Peace!